welcome to another episode of LA Fishguys. This technically will be the biggest job I've ever done, or should I say we've ever done. Not only does it involve a very large tank, 48 inches left to right, 36 inches front to back, it's a Bowfront, and it's 60 inches tall. This is going to be a coral reef tank, so I've got a very heavy 2-inch thick acrylic material tank to somehow get off the truck. That's going to be quite an interesting challenge. We've got a table lift to do so, but the driveway and the house is on a hill, so it's all kind of kitty-wampus. We've also got to get the tank up onto the stand into the cabinet that it's going to go into. Really nice cabinetry. And then from there, first thing we need to do is get the plumbing inside the overflow before it even goes into the house. And then once the tank is on the stand, get the plumbing through the bottom of it, through the stand, and then outside to where the filter system goes. At that point, we're going to branch off in two different directions. Cande and Reggie, which have already kind of pre-drilled a number of live rock pieces, and we'll begin to assemble the live rock sculpture inside the tank. And then Scott and I will begin to work on the filter system, which is a pretty extensive filter system outside in a really nice cabinet. There's Apex systems on here. There'll be a dose for dispensing calcium supplement. There's Kessel lighting, lunar lighting, all the bells and whistles that'll control, or the Apex itself will control. So it's going to be a big day and quite an accomplishment, and ultimately going to be a fantastic looking tank. So as always, stay tuned and come along for the fun. Okay, so we got the truck backed up into the driveway. It's a steep hill out here with a angled driveway, but we managed to get the truck in.
Yeah, and that's nice and level now.
Yeah, first step is to get the table lift assembled so that we can start getting the tank and such off the truck. So that'll be the first challenge. So here's the exterior filter cabinet that the filter system will go into, the passage into the house for the aquarium, the cover for the refrigeration unit, and let's see here, brand new hardwood floors, and this is the area that the tank will be going into, this nice nifty looking cabinet here, made specifically for our tank. The metal stand, 2-inch square stock steel, is already in place. And so, like I say, we're putting the table lift together to figure out how to get the tank off the truck and then wheel it around here to the side. So that is the first challenge this morning. And then getting the rock out will be the second. So let's get to work. So we're now to the point where we've got most of the stuff off the truck. It's time to take the tank via the lift gate, and then we bought this hydraulic table lift that essentially we're going to slide the tank to the end of the you'll probably need our help to do that. Slide the tank to the end of the lift gate, elevate the table lift, and slide it off the lift gate down onto the table lift, which has got casters, and then wheel it in through here. Scott is in the midst of getting all of his plumbing items all sorted out, and some plastic so he can set up the saw so it doesn't make a mess. This will be the cabinet that all the equipment will go into. The rock, one tub of rock is already rolled out. And we're putting down paper on the floor to get stuff ready to go into the cabinet. So apparently my new hydraulic table lift doesn't come with hydraulic fluid. Kind of cheap on that manufacturer's part. So we had to send one of the guys down to Pep Boys or a hardware store to go find some hydraulic fluid. So that's what's holding us up from getting the tank off the truck.
And so begins the first of many challenges to deal with on the installation of this 60-inch tall Bowfront Aquarium reef tank.
So with all the equipment, fittings, valves, and everything that we have, we're still waiting for the hydraulic fluid, but now we've got challenges trying to fit all the equipment into this huge cabinet box. And apparently all the huge equipment that we bought doesn't necessarily neatly fit into the huge box. So another obstacle to overcome.
And now, challenge number 2.
Hi there, my name's Jim Stime and you know me as the LA Fish Guy. Well, I also wear a couple of other hats. One of them is the jellyfish tank called the Jelly Aquarium, and the third is myfishtank.com. I offer an entire line of acrylic aquariums ranging from rectangular to hexagon, flatback hex, as well as the custom curve front aquariums. There's also an entire line of stands and canopies ranging from MDF to pine to oak with a variety of different finishes available. And the website is even smart enough that you can calculate what the freight and crate charges to your location will be. That's myfishtank.com.
Aquariums, living works of art that are relaxing and beautiful. However, tell someone you have one, and they will have one of two responses. Aren't they a lot of work? Or, I had one once, and everything died. This is where Neptune Systems, a pioneer in the aquarium industry for over 20 years, has been changing the discussion with their monitoring and control systems.
It was in '93 I got really big into aquariums and reef tanks in particular. And there were some controllers on the market. However, they were just, outrageously expensive, well over $1,000 for, rudimentary kind of control. And so I decided that, my background in electrical engineering, I could make my own controller. Made a prototype of it and took it to some of the fish clubs that I was in and showed some of the folks there, and they wanted to buy them. There was kind of a dream or a glimmer of hope that it could be something bigger, but I always thought, you sell, 10, 20 a month, and that's kind of where you're going to top out.
Despite the allure of Silicon Valley right in his backyard, Kurt decided to see what his prototype could really do.
We started advertising on Reef Central, and we did third page size and FAMA to full page, and the phone just rang off the hook. It's like, wow, advertising really does work. And so then I knew that work out the kinks in the product and the next generation really could be, quite strong.
Realizing that his strength was engineering, not marketing, Kurt reached out for help.
When I came to Neptune, I knew I had to soften the product. I had to soften the company away from being a technical, geek kind of oriented product into something that everybody could use on their aquariums, because I thought it would make them more successful, and I really wanted to get it in their hands. We felt 2016, this is the time to bring out the next Apex. The design of the outside of the Apex was just as important to us as what we did on the inside. So the new mounting system lets the Apex flip up, and you can easily see where all the cables go. It then drops back down to keep stray water from entering the electronics. Underneath are many of the same connectors found on the previous Apex, things like switch inputs and your variable speed ports, and even Aquabus, so all of your existing modules and accessories will work with this Apex. We've also added salinity monitoring as well. And of course, for monitoring the health of your aquarium, there are the connectors for pH, ORP, temperature, and there's even a connector for 12-volt input for power outage situations. So it's actually quite amazing how many things we put into this new Apex to monitor the health of your aquarium and to control everything that you need to control. But what we really did was listen to all of the customer feedback and put some things in there like Wi-Fi. So now you have Wi-Fi if you want to use it, or you can use a wired connection. One touch firmware updates. We now call it the Apex operating system, and with one touch on your mobile device, you can update it. With the Energy Bar 832, you can see how much power each and every device on your aquarium is using. You can then monitor that for a day, make some changes to say your lighting schedule or your temperature, and see how it changes the next day. The Energy Bar 832 has 3 built-in one-link ports. This means you can connect up with one cable our wave pumps, the dose to dose elements in your aquarium, and future products that we'll come out with. On the new Energy Bar, there are indicator lights that show you when each and every outlet is on or off, and they also will blink if you happen to be pulling too much current on any one outlet so that you don't overload a circuit. We know that tens of thousands of aquarists around the world count on the Apex as a critical component to their successful aquariums. This new Apex gives us the platform to continue innovating for our customers so that they can be more successful with less hassle.
Hello, my name's Jim Stime and I operate Aquarium Design, and I offer aquarium sales, installation, supplies, livestock, and aquarium maintenance in Thousand Oaks, Westlake Village, Agora Hills, Calabasas, and Malibu, California.
I specialize in custom aquariums ranging from freshwater, saltwater fish, living coral reef, and jellyfish display systems. I've been involved professionally and at many levels within the aquarium industry since 1987, and have been in business for myself since 1999. I've worked for many people, and some for over 20 years now. My team can provide you with a unique range of aquarium systems ranging from rectangular in-wall to freestanding cylinders, bow fronts, and custom curve shapes. Additionally, we can offer a variety of aquascapes such as an artificial coral insert, coral skeleton decorations, custom-made branching rock structures, and themed environments such as this Jules Verne version of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. With today's technology in energy-efficient DC water pumps and LED lighting, operating costs are much lower. We can automate many of the maintenance features such as water replenishment, water changes, lighting schedule, including moonlight lighting, and even your general daily feedings.
I can even install an app on your smartphone that will allow you to monitor, to be notified, to control, and view your aquarium anywhere in the world.
If you're looking for something truly unique, give me a call and let's discuss the possibilities of creating your aquatic dream. I'm knowledgeable, insured, and very reliable.
My name is Jim Stime, and you can reach me at 805-241-7140. I look forward to helping you achieve your aquatic dream.
Did you get what you needed? Yep. Congratulations.
With the hydraulic fluid placed into the table lifts cylinder, it's now time to slide this 800-pound tank out of the truck and onto the lift gate and then down to the table lid. But as you might guess, with 6 guys and all with their own opinion as to how to do the job, it almost becomes a Keystone Cops situation.
Once you get it going, it'll slide. We slid it on here. That's just going to be in the way. So we can rub it on anywhere. Let's get this thing out of the way altogether.
Hold on.
You don't want to do it.
Now what you don't see here is the hydraulic table lift cylinder is not holding, and it's actually leaking a little bit of the hydraulic fluid.
Get it on, get it up. Hard.
You know what? We'll put that rubber mat right there just to make sure.
Yeah, that rubber mat's gonna make it not want to slide.
Worrying about this catching the edge and shipping. So we'll do it like this to make sure.
The rubber mat is off. It's like a longboard. It's a longboard that will just be like, you can see them right here.
Now as you'll see, they keep wanting to place something down to slide the tank on. But as before, it just gets in the way and the tank's able to slide on its own anyhow.
Now that it comes straight out. Get back up in there. Yeah. Okay, stop. Is okay? Yeah. Okay, so now hold this. I'm gonna drop the lift gate a little bit.
Make sure we got this thing centered.
I would come back a little bit more. On the ramp,
There.
ready for the lift gate to come
I
down?
think it should come closer to me a little bit.
All right, hold on.
Whoa.
Right
Reggie, what are
there.
you doing?
Now I'm looking at all this hanging off over here.
Right, but I'm talking about having it square. Right now we got it not square. That's okay.
Lift gate going down.
That motherfucker's leaving a lot for me.
Going down a little bit more.
No, Jim, hang on, hold on.
You gotta go back up, go back up, go back up, go back up.
Come back up.
Telling you, go back up.
Okay, I think we're good.
Step.
Lift gate
I
going
know
down.
what you're saying.
Now, I'm like holding this up, like it really wants to fall toward me. There we go.
Hey,
there we
stop,
go.
Rick. Stop.
I'm saying,
Look at how much you're hanging over here.
Scott, you got all, I'm holding up all this pressure on this
You're not
side.
holding up as much as you think you
All
are.
right.
The lift gate is going down.
No,
Yeah.
hang on.
Now each person has a well-intended opinion, but sometimes what's required is a singular voice and direction. And that voice is me. So I now take charge.
Stop moving that. Take it, walk around. Okay, most of it's hanging back to this side, so I can turn. Is there any way we can slide it over here to Reggie? Okay, and then the back end. Can you slide the back end in?
There we go.
Okay, Alright. So the lift gate has to roll out.
There we go, we did.
Table lift. Oh my God, this is after happening. Okay.
So with the tank on the table lift, we now want to get through the gate without scratching the tank.
All right, for what it's worth, I think we should lower this thing. I think we should lower it.
Yes, I agree 100%.
So stop that.
And then we want to lower the tank on the table lift so that it doesn't tip off the lift.
Go slow.
There we go. There we go, baby. Come on
Go
down.
all the way down.
Go all the way down.
Bring this over to earth. There we go. There we go. Are we in the game?
And then we'll roll it past the filter cabinet to the backyard, where we can then start on the next step of this installation.
All right.
And now it's my turn to take a piece of cardboard and slip it between the tank and the handles on the table lift just to make sure that there are no scuffs or scratches. Can't be too careful.
So the next challenge is those holes, in particular the 1.5-inch one doesn't accept the bulkhead. Does not accept the bulkhead, so we have to come up with a way of reaming that out or drilling that out. And of course, unfortunately, I think he said the 1-inch ones don't fit either. So that has to be reamed out as well, although the 2-inch apparently does fit. And of course now that also means that those holes on the underside of the tank also have to be reamed out. So another issue to deal with. All right, well, major bummer. It was decided to call the job today. We don't have the correct bulkheads. They don't want to drill out or ream the holes, so we just decided it was best just to postpone everything and take care of it at a later time when we got everything done correctly. So it's now 1 o'clock and we haven't even started working on the tank or anything yet, so it is what it is.